about that's kept you in second place all these years? It really isn't complicated. But the resentment for the base that the Republican establishment has is obvious. And, of course, the Republican establishment knows that. They know that the Tea Party is not embraced, that the Republican establishment is trying to marginalize the Tea Party, or marginalize the Tea Party. So it really, at least for me, is not hard to understand. Now, there's another abject sense of panic had set in over, oh, no, you mean this race is going to go on? Oh, no. Yeah, the race is going to go on. See, they thought that this would be over before it started. They were going to, remember what I told you, they're going to split the conservative vote and elect the moderate. They were going to stand traditional theory on its head. The traditional theory is, in the primaries, you play to your base, you win the nomination, then when you win the nomination, you go to the general, that's when you go push the moderates like McCain does and you lose. They decided, we're going to lose from the get-go. We're going to nominate a moderate. We're going to take the conservatives in our party that we can't stand. We're going to have as many of them up there as possible, splitting the vote, in this case, splitting the polls, because there weren't any votes until January. But they were hoping the polls would end this race before a vote had been cast. So they welcomed Perry getting in, and Ron Paul, and Herman Cain, and all these, because it allowed them the opportunity to ridicule them. I'm talking about our own establishment. Forget the media Democrats. I'm not even talking about them yet. We get to them in due course. So the more conservatives, the better. The more you can criticize them, impugn them, but the more important thing is you split the support. Romney versus all the others. Romney by default wins. And they were hoping to create a psychological attitude that said, you know what? There's no way. Because if all these guys stay in, Mitt's it. The conservative vote's going to split itself when the votes finally start being counted. And blah. Now look at what happened when you actually start voting. This is why they wanted to make sure the vote didn't count. They wanted it over before. Now, if you happen to watch cable TV on Saturday night, if you have as boring a life as I do, and you were watching cable TV on Saturday night, what did you hear? You heard the same pundits. I don't care what network you went to. You're the same pundits lamenting the same things, worried about the same things, primarily their predictions being wrong, talking about how we've got this can't go on. The longer this goes on, the worse it is for the Republican Party. And I'm sitting there, what's so bad about this? Oh, I know there was total shock. Why was there shock? The polling data before South Carolina told us what was going to happen. The shock was that Newt won the women vote. He won the independent vote. He won every congressional district in South Carolina. That was the shock. Everything that they told us Newt couldn't do, he did. Everything they told us a conservative couldn't do, he did. Every bit of conventional wisdom was stood on its head. Every bit of electability, conventional wisdom from the so-called experts was stood on its head Saturday night. And so the pundits and the analysts and the consultants are trying to analyze it and figure it out. And the best they can come up with is, we've got to put a stop to this. If this goes on, it's going to kill the Republican Party. Oh, no. And I'm watching and I'm saying, wait a minute, do you people not understand yet that you can't control this? You gave it your best shot. You can't control this. In fact, you may be affecting it in ways you wish weren't happening, just by the way you're handling yourselves. Man, I'm talking about media. My question is, and I'm getting my share of panicked emails too. Oh, and I'll tell you something else I'm getting. I'm getting emails with my own words, but not attributed to me, sent to me. That's one of the reasons I'm going to go back to November 10th and remind you when all of this was first predicted. Rush, you know, there's panic out there. I mean, Newt, we're going to lose the Senate if it's Newt. Oh, yeah, really? Yeah, where did you hear that? Now, ladies and gentlemen, for me, a protracted primary that goes on to the convention, bring it on. The fact that conservatism is going to be debated. What Romney, if he has a prayer here, he's going to have to figure conservatism out. He's going to have to be able to articulate it like he believes it, loves it, and understands it. The one thing Mitt Romney has trouble doing is connecting with his audience. That's why the jokes about him being a Ken doll. He doesn't connect. The campaign places look great, and the flags and the banners and the popcorn and peanuts are all good, but I believe in America founded by the founders, and I want America to believe in America, that America believes in America, the founders believe in America. And what is, platitudes aren't going to get it. And I don't know that Romney obviously has decided not to go after Newt on Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. So it worked in Iowa with the super PAC ads, but I don't know. I think Romney's problem is really not so much Newt as it is what it's always been. The base just doesn't think he's conservative. That's all it is. And, of course, that ticks off the establishment. Let me ask you, we did Operation Chaos. Oh, do you know what? I didn't know this. Nobody tells me anything. Have you seen the George Clooney movie, Ides of March? When it was up for Academy Awards, I got George Clooney, the actor. It's about Operation Chaos. It's about the first 40 minutes of that movie is about Operation Chaos and how ticked off the Democrats were. Nobody told me. It ends up being a subplot to the movie. Don't worry, I'm not going to spoil it if you haven't seen it, but Clooney is an incumbent Ohio governor running for re-election, and his opponent is going to register a bunch of Republicans and independents in the primary to come in and vote for anybody but the incumbent. They even have Chris Matthews, a clip of Chris Matthews on MSNBC. Yeah, Rush Limbaugh calls it Operation Chaos. Explain it. And it's clear that whoever wrote this movie, put it together, is ticked off at Operation Chaos. So the first 40 minutes of this movie are about that. Turns out that's not what the whole... I'm watching this. But my question is, did a long, protracted fight hurt Obama in 2008? Did it hurt him? Did it hurt him? Now, you might say, yeah, he started making these bitter clinger comments as if he hadn't had the media behind him. So what? If. The fact of the matter is, that thing went down to the superdelegates toss-up, and Obama wins, and Hillary lost. So it's another bit of conventional wisdom. We've got to stop this campaign. Oh, my God. How? We can't have this. Can't have Newt out there. Why, Newt's going to turn everybody off before it's all over. Newt's just going to destroy the party. Newt's going to destroy the party. We've got to stop this. What argument about the general election? I just got saying, what do you think my point is in asking if it hurt Obama? That was a long primary. Did he win? He won. A long Operation Chaos. We kept it going. We were trying to have Obama exposed. We figured Hillary's the only person in the campaign with the gonads to do it. The press wasn't betting Obama. The whole point of Operation Chaos was to have the truth about Obama come out. And the greater chance of that was to have the campaign go. But the campaign went on and on and on. Long campaign. Didn't hurt Obama, did it? So why is it that a long primary campaign is going to hurt the Republican nominee? If the result of a long campaign is that this party finally figures out that the only way they got to win this is conservatism, it's a win-win. Let it play out. Don't panic. If Newt is a flawed candidate, it is a long campaign that's going to show it. Everybody's saying Newt can't prevail in a general. He's too flawed. Fine, then don't worry about it. He'll implode sometime in the primary. If he's going to implode, he's going to implode. The longer it goes on, the longer. I'm just taking their theory, throwing it back at it. Why panic here, folks? Everything's okay.